Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about how I've made over $30,000 investing in Pokemon over the past year. Now, obviously, before we get into the video and talk about the products I've been most successful with and some mistakes I've made as well, I know these are unrealized gains. Again, guys, it's, just the fun of the video, right? Obviously, you're going to pay your fees, trying to sell these and whatnot. That's just part of the game we're in. But even after, you take your fees out, you're still going to be left with if this was, your profile, my profile, I guess, I'd be left with about $26,000. You're going to lose your 10, 11, 12%, whatever it is, right? Don't worry about it too much. It's just part of the game. So to get into some of these products, right, that I've been most successful with, and we'll talk about some mistakes as well along the way. Fusion Strike booster boxes and Fusion Strike in general, I've done really well with. The booster boxes are sitting at almost $300 at this point. I actually want to check and see if there's sales from today. So most recent sale from today, December 16th, 307, one for 321. This box is just continuing to boom. This is getting wild, guys. But I bought most of my Fusion Strike. I think I have 27 boxes right now. I bought most of it from the Pokemon Center. I believe I bought 4 cases and then a couple loose boxes. So actually, 25 or 26 of them came from the PC. One came from eBay, a bit below MSRP at the time. So I'm actually up over 100% on these, which the graph says. So yeah, I'm right in line with that, about 140 USD. Actually, no, it's probably a bit higher than that. Maybe 145 after tax, something like that, considering all my boxes and averaging it out. So I'm super happy with my Fusion Strike booster box position. I bought 4 of the ETBs as well. I bought PCTBs for Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, and Brilliant Stars, which I kind of regret doing. I probably should have put that money into something else. But they've still done decently well, up 75% on the year. These will continue to go up as pack value goes up, and these are out of stock now as well. So if people want one for their collection, they will have to start to pay a premium on the secondary market. Sleeve boosters, I bought, I believe, 72, which was the maximum from the PC. After Fusion Strike booster boxes sold out, the sleeve boosters were still in stock, and it just made sense to buy some. So I bought 72. That was probably in the middle of this year. I bought 72 as well, way back in Boxing Day last year, I think. So there was a really good deal on Hobbiesville. I think I was paying maybe $4.80 Canadian. So under $4 for sure, USD. So I am up probably, 80-85% on my sleeve boosters, something like that when you take the average buy-in price on them. So I'm happy with these. I'm probably going to sell them in lots of 36 when I eventually decide to move them. I may sell some as art sets. I believe there's 4 different artworks. There's the Bolton, Gengar. I think there's a Mew and one other one, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, once I do decide to move some of these, I think it won't be too hard because Fusion Strike is, solidifying itself as second best set in Sword and Shield right now. Lost Origin, speaking of good sets in Sword and Shield, Lost Origin has done really well, up about 80% on the booster box the past 12 months. I bought most of my Lost Origin on the PC. I bought a lot of it actually, probably in early spring of this year when Lost Origin was moving into that 155, 160 range on TCG Player. I was buying out a lot of boxes on the Pokemon Center. I did buy a couple, I believe, on Hobbiesville, and I bought a case from Catch a Card. So I've gotten a little bit from different places, but am up about 80% on these. I'm really happy with that. The booster bundles, I believe I have 45 of the Lost Origin ones. I bought all of them from third-party sellers. So I bought 25. I bought a case from Hobbiesville on Boxing Day last year. I got a really good price on them. So I'm actually up about 100% on my booster bundles. I believe I bought them exactly for like 23.75 or something USD, maybe even cheaper than that, like 22.75 USD once you do the conversion. Really happy with my position there. Again, I haven't moved a ton of these, so I'm not exactly sure how they're going to move in comparison to a booster box long term and even in the short to mid term. But I imagine the pack value inside, because it's Lost Origin, these will be fine. I'm not too worried about these. Another thing I'm not too worried about, the Paldea and Fates PC ETBs. I bought a case of these. They actually arrived kind of damaged. One of the boxes had some, wear to the outer exterior of it. Probably was dropped by FedEx along the way when it was shipped. So I was kind of a bit annoyed about that. I've still been offered 550 Canadian for the case, which I turned down. I will be holding these until I can get a full double up. At which point, I'm probably going to move 3 of the 4 boxes and keep 1 box. The reason for this is that I still don't know how well long-term PCTBs are going to do. I think in the short to mid-term, they are going to be a really good box and product to invest in. They probably are going to outperform booster boxes. I made that prediction yesterday. Um, but again, like long term, we just don't know as a collectible how these are going to do in comparison to something like a booster box. But the reason I'm going to get rid of 3 and keep 1 is just for what do they call it? Schmuck insurance. Just in case these turn out to be an absolute god tier investment, it would be nice just to hold on to one of them. And then I'm probably going to do that for most errors and most products. I'll just keep one of the PC versions of the ETBs once I can double up and get rid of the other ones. Another thing that I've double upped on this year, Evolving Skies sleeved boosters. So I bought these throughout the year. I bought some, I believe on Boxing Day as well last year for like 13 Canadian, 13.25 after tax, something like that. These now sell for 30 to 35 Canadian pretty much all the time. Very easy to move it. It's Evolving Skies product. And another Evolving Skies product I bought were these Divergent Powers tins. These have 2 Evolving Skies packs, 2 Astral Radiance, and 1 Brilliant Stars. Now, we will talk about mistakes in a second. I do regret not buying more, just Evolving Skies booster boxes. At the time, they were full 500 USD, something like that, 525, something along those lines, over 700 Canadian, well over 700 Canadian. I do wish that I just bought more of the booster boxes. They have outperformed all the other products. They're pretty easy to move. And at the time, it kind of made sense to me, at least to buy out these Divergent Powers tins on the Pokemon Center. Oh, when I was doing the math, it just made sense to me. I could pay for the product with the 2 Evolving Skies packs inside, and then I'm basically getting 2 Astral Radiance and a Brilliant Stars pack for free, plus the promo. I haven't broke any of these down. I'm still holding on to all of them. They take up a lot of room. I do worry in the future trying to move these because they're not a specialty set. There are mixed packs inside. These haven't been reprinted with different packs. I've never seen someone open one of these tins and not get 2 Evolving Skies, 2 Astral Radiance, and a Beastars. So I think in the future it will be easier to sell these just because people know that they haven't been reprinted. If they do ever get reprinted with different packs, these exact same tins, I will absolutely be breaking down all of mine just for, making sure that I can get top dollar for the packs inside at that point. But yeah, these were good as well. Buying them at MSRP, I probably am up around, that 70% on them. So I'm happy, but I do wish that I just put some of this money into Evolving Skies booster boxes. Probably would have made, a little bit more, and it would probably be easier to move them long term. And then the last couple things I want to talk about, Chilling Reign. I have 23 boxes, I think, right now of Chilling Reign, so almost 4 cases, up 43.75%. So, this one's been lagging behind Lost Origin, we'll say. I am up more than that, though, just because this 1-year chart shows it at 165 USD. My buy-in price on these is about 140, so I'm probably closer to 65% return over the past 12 months on these. I got a really good deal on eBay when I bought cases of these. And the final thing, Paldea Evolved booster boxes. My buy-in price is like $95, something like that. So probably a bit better than the 45% return shown on screen due to the graph just being a bit off compared to what I bought at. But I'm really happy with my Paldea Evolved position. I think these are going to continue to do well going into next year. You can see with the reprint, right? The growth has slowed down a lot on these. And, it's a good sign that it's still kind of pushing up slowly, even though we've gotten reprints. There is a lot more product out there, even with, more popular sets like Surging Sparks coming out, Prismatic Evolutions. People are pre-ordering the hell out of that. The fact that all of that's going on and this is still slowly creeping up, I think is a good sign. And this was one thing, when I was buying these boxes for about $95, I remember getting comments on a ton of my videos, people telling me I should put money into like Silver Tempest and Sword and Shield and stuff like that. I'm really happy that I got my position in Paldea Evolved and a lot of these other Scarlet and Violets. That's super early. I don't have to worry about them having to run up to like $400 Canadian before I can actually, take profits and, double up on certain things. I'm going to be able to sell at like 275, 265, maybe even on a couple of them. So I'm really happy. But again, just a couple things that I did miss out on. I should have bought more Evolving Skies booster boxes. Even when these boxes were like $400, $500 USD towards the start of the year, and that's why I tell you guys, and I'm still telling you, like, invest in the sets that are going to be the top ones, right? Like, obviously, if it's above MSRP, there does become more risk. You do have to consider when things are going to double, and all of that long term, right? But the best sets are always going to outperform. Look at Evolving Skies, 116% return. Fusion Strike, only 106%. Lost Origin, 80% return over the past 12 months, right? And it just continues to go down. Chilling Reign is at 45%. So if you invest in the best sets, you will get the best return. And there comes a point where it's glaringly obvious which set is the best. And that's the thing that I've probably taken away the most this year as a Pokemon investor is I think it's fine in the beginning and when sets release in general, just to invest in every single thing, because there will be surprises, right? So Twilight Masquerade, I didn't think was going to do well. It has been, surprisingly one of the top sets in Scarlet and Violet era. So if you invest in every single thing, you're not going to miss a surprise like that. Another thing that I didn't invest too much into, I did buy a few 151 ETBs, a few booster bundles. I didn't go super heavy into 151 because I thought that there was going to be a big reprint and I was going to be able to buy in. That obviously hasn't happened, so I'm stuck with very little in terms of decent 151 investments like the ETBs and the booster bundles and stuff like that. No UPCs either. So, invest in everything when it comes out. If you pick up some duds or things that you kind of want to move on from, for example, say if you start investing in Scarlet and Violet era, we're kind of at the point where it's obvious that Paradox Rift isn't going to be as good as something like Surging Sparks. It's not going to be as good as something, probably not going to be as good as something like Twilight Masquerade or Paldea Evolved, right? So we can already kind of figure out the ranking system for Scarlet and Violet boxes, kind of like what people have figured out with Sword and Shield. Evolving Sky is going to be up top. It looks like Fusion Strike is pulling ahead at that number 2. Lost Origin, Chilling Reign going to be a little bit below that, and then you're going to have stuff like Beastars, Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest, Battle Styles, and then the first 4 sets, right? So, make your ranking and then decide at a good time if you want to move out of products and move into better products. And I know a lot of people just say hold long term, you're going to make your money, and that's true, right? But if you want to optimize, if you want to go down this route, which is something I think I am going to do in the future, I'm going to really look at all the expansions from a generation, and I'll probably do this towards the end of next year. Once we know exactly, all of the sets in Scarlet and Violet era, we can really start to compare them. At that point, I'm probably going to start moving out of some Scarlet and Violet sets that I don't think are going to perform as well long term, and I'm going to flood more money into the top set or the top 2 sets of the era, just because those sets, always outperform. So, I regret not buying or 151. I regret not buying more Evolving Skies booster boxes, not ancillary products, booster boxes. But it is what it is, right? Like I'm super happy with my return for this year. I mean, for me, this was a huge year in terms of learning. I learned a lot. I messed up a lot as well, but that's all part of the process, right? We're gonna go through our highs and our lows, and we're gonna have to just learn from our mistakes as we go. So I know you guys are probably on a different journey in terms of how much you have invested. Some of you probably have way more invested than I do. Some of you probably have a lot less. And again, that's all fine. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Just make sure that you're investing within your means. You're being smart about it. It's money that you don't have to worry about for the next 5 to 10 years. Because again, coming down, selling these things, it does take time to exit out of your positions. So just be smart, right? Don't go too crazy. And I know it's very easy to go crazy with this stuff. It's very easy to buy a lot of product, and once you have to store it and sell it and all that, it does become a bit more overwhelming. So start slow if you're new here. For you guys that are seasoned vets, don't be afraid to learn things. Don't be afraid to be very critical of your investments and what you've done, and just try and improve. And that's all the advice I can give you guys today. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you got something out of this, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video. It helps out a ton. If you are shopping on Hobbiesville, eBay, TCG Player, I have affiliate links down below. Thank you guys if you use those, or if you have already used them, which I know a lot of you guys do. I appreciate that. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.